So let me get this straight. The government has mandated that everybody takes a shot for a quote unquote vaccine that does not keep you from getting it or giving it. Did y'all hear that? Like at the end of the day, they are mandating, trying to force people, force you to do something that doesn't do what they say it does. If it's a vaccine's supposed to keep you from getting it or passing it. That's just, in fact, that's why they rejected the patent that Fauci applied for when he was doing all these studies on what he could do with coronavirus, because he was trying to find a vaccine for this AIDS shit. And the patent office said, no. They rejected it because his definition of a vaccine, he said that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't meet the standard of what a definition of a vaccine is. So they're mandating shots that don't do what they say. Man, if y'all can't see what's going on, it's because you're asleep. It's because you bought in to their bullshit. You bought into their fake ass story, and now you're running along with it because you're too scared to admit the alternative. You don't dare even imagine it. But I need you to wake up. I need you to imagine it. I need you to remember all the times these people have lied to us. All the times that they've just done dirty shit to us. When we look back in the past and go, how is it that all the German people could have been persuaded to uphold that kind of ruthless state? You know, and many other, that's just one that we always go to because it's fairly recent, but all kinds of examples like this. And it's always the same thing. You know, people get scared and they get taken advantage of by people who act like a strongman, but they're just mercenaries. You know, they don't give a fuck about none of us. They're wanting to get what they can because that's their whole ideology, because they don't believe in God. They don't believe in order, you know, even though it's obvious that there's patterns in the world that we should harmonize with. They're going to push all that to the side in order to get whatever it is that they want, because they don't believe in a God. They don't believe in an order. They don't believe in a universal law. You know, and so, well, they're going to find out the hard way. But if you're going along with their story, you're going to go along with having a hard, rude awakening with them. You know, they're selling a lie and you're buying it. Both y'all are going to be in trouble. And a lot of people have done this. And the answer is not to stick our head in the sand and act like this isn't happening and shun people and censor people like myself that are trying to bring a light to this, because every day we just wake up and just go to work and act like that's a problem. They've already got us thinking that money is the only way out, is that life is based around this. We spend almost all of our time and energy thinking about how we can get fake ass paper that's worthless. It's only worth something because we promised to go work for it. Think of that mind fuck that's doing to us, you know? And that's why we're building new ways of looking at things by keeping it real and saying, look, we need to invest in each other. You know what I mean? Right? We got to get off of the tit. You know, it's a Ponzi scheme that we've walked into, and they don't feel bad about it because we should be mature enough to see that it's bullshit. You know, and they don't feel any type of remorse because we've walked into it. It's not their fault. Now they're going to be responsible for the karma that they've brought about on them for telling those lies, right? But we have to deal with the karma that we bring into our lives because we bought that lie, because we shouldn't have. We should have never even walked down this road. But it says that in the last days there will be a falling away. You know, people will forget how to take priorities in life and figure out what the Most High is and be honest and truthful about that. You know, they'll sell out. And then it'll get so bad at this point in history that that they'll be able to put gates and fences around resources that all should be something that everybody has because that's a God-given right. And yet we've gotten so scared across the globe that we turn over our power every day to a criminal state. And we don't want to wake up to that fact because we don't even know how to start beginning to think of what it would be to build anything else. We intuitively know that it would have to come down to each and every individual asking what truth is to themselves and stepping towards that, So, well, that's why we're building an alternative so that people can not be undermined, and basically pimped or extorted, pushed into, blackmailed into doing something that they normally wouldn't do if they had their own resources. So the answer is that we need to be able to sustain ourselves, to get our own resources, to grow our own food, to have our own finances, and to keep it within our own friends. People that are going to, respect these type of principles. Because when they have us thinking that we're protecting somebody else by wearing a mask, we undermine our own sovereignty. We undermine our own ideas. And one person that thinks like that can start to pull apart the strength that's in union and unity, because Marcus Garvey said that when people fail to organize themselves, that conditions will. That's because we'll set aside our differences to focus on something that we all agree upon. So that's where we're at, y'all. I mean, we got to look at the facts and see what we all agree upon. I think what we all should agree upon is we should be treating each other with respect and space and the basics. That's what, but we have to earn it ourselves. Now they're going to come in and say, yeah, that's right. Let's give them universal basic income so that we just fall back on the tit again. That's not the answer. We have to get off of this mental slavery of thinking that we're going to build value by chasing these dollars. And just to say that is not good enough. We have to back it up with our action. And so everybody's like, well, what the hell am I going to do? I can't just quit my job. And it's a process. It's not something that you can do overnight. We have to slowly build something. And everybody has to pitch in just a little bit extra after they've done their slave job in order to start building something else to where we can get out of the slavery, And, it's going to take some sacrifice. That's what it was talking about when Moses led the people out of slavery. In Egypt, they were looking back and saying, man, maybe we should have just stayed there, because they couldn't see the promised land, and so they roamed around in the wilderness for 40 years. It's right there, y'all. We could have it today, if we embrace these ideas, if we really thought about what life is and we put the right things in the proper place, if we gave them the proper attention that they so deserve. But we're mostly too scared, and we serve a criminal state because we're worried we're not going to make a bill. We're worried we're not going to. Mostly that's what it is. Well, that's a problem, man. There's no freedom in that. And it's global, and they're locking it in. So I'm making these videos because we need to raise our consciousness. We need to be thinking about these things on a regular basis, talking about them so we can start to implement plans. If we're not even talking about them, we haven't even got started. And that's exactly where they want us. So they're just going to keep hitting us with all kinds of drama, one crazy event after another, in order to keep us scared and paralyzed so that we can't use our critical thinking skills. So just to circle back around, they presently are mandating a shot that is labeled a vaccine but does not keep you from getting it or keep you from spreading it. And they're making everybody do that. They're making everybody take a shot that doesn't do what they say it does. Love y'all.